Welcome to Biblical Strategies Today, featuring pastor, teacher, and author Phil Moser. I'm Scott Foreman. Phil, thanks for taking the time to share with us some biblical strategies today.
Thank you, Scott. Good to be with you.
Phil, it seems like for some people that worry and life just seem to always go hand in hand. I know in my life it certainly has at times. It's like sometimes we feed off of our worry, which in turn makes us worse worriers. Despite worry being a national pastime for many of us, it really has some negative consequences and presents a downward spiral. So, Phil, why are some people just natural worriers?
Well, I think the question from the scriptures, again, Scott, is that each of us is susceptible to our own unique temptations. James 1:14 says, "For all of us are lured and enticed by our own desires," which means you are susceptible to a unique set of temptations. I'm susceptible to a unique set of temptations. So are our kids. So are those around us. So some struggle with the temptation to fear more than others do. And that is a problem. That is a problem because, again, it's questioning and it's not dwelling properly upon the character of God. I'm reminded of this wonderful verse in Hebrews 13 that says, where God says, "I will never leave you nor forsake you." So we can confidently say, "The Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man can do unto me." So when we worry about our circumstances or the people around us, we need to come back and revisit more specifically how it is that we can be confident in the Lord as our helper. We just acknowledge up front that some are uniquely susceptible, as am I, to that struggle with fear, maybe the fear of what others think of us or the fear of our circumstances, but we need to return and have our confidence in the Lord. And one of the reasons why worry seems so hard as a habit to break is because it becomes habitual. Romans 6 says, "Don't you realize that you are the slave of whatever you choose to obey?" So what starts as just a minor process can grow into more of a habitual struggle simply because we are doing it over and over and over again. There's a solution to breaking it, but that's why it presents itself as such a problem.
Yeah, it's interesting, Phil, when you talk about that verse in James 1, which talks about every man tempted when he's drawn away by his own lust. I would almost think it would be a worthwhile exercise to examine your life and say, okay, with how God has uniquely wired me, what are the things that I typically struggle with or trip me up?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why in biblical strategies, scripture memory is such a vital part of it, because we actually record for someone those unique temptations that come with whatever their challenge, whether it's anxiety, procrastination, self-pity, sexual temptation, and then we answer those with the scriptures. I don't think we've done a very good job, usually as Christians, Scott, in sorting out what those ruling desires are in our lives, and that's one of the reasons we continue to struggle.
Well, worry is something that we can all struggle with, and in his powerful and widely used book, Safe in the Storm, Biblical Strategies for Overcoming Anxiety, Phil exposes anxiety for what it is and provides practical, ready-to-use tools and resources to help you begin to apply God's solutions to worry for your life. Just go to biblicalstrategies.com, click on Store, and order your Safe in the Storm package today, which includes a book, study guide, and scripture retrieval system. Or you can call us toll-free at 877-772-1992. That's 877-772-1992.